Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, should of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you the daily vlog for Tuesday, January the 26th. Before I talk about gaming plans, I want to talk about a show that I just watched on the WWE Network today called the WWE Superstar Spectacle. I think the WWE did a great job of not only promoting the Indian wrestlers, but matching them up with or against opponents that can show them off. I think Finn Balor was a perfect choice to go up against Guhu Raj, both of which are high flyers, somewhat technical wrestlers, and pull off some impressive arrow moves without looking stupid. As for Shiraz Ali, they didn't give him a lot of lines. I'm going to assume that he's going to be one of the commentators if India gets a full show, kind of like 205 Live. So he's there to learn off Michael Cole and Corey Graves. However, in my opinion, if you want to learn from anyone, I'd choose Samoa Joe and Nigel McGuinness, who sound natural and not dick suckers like Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, or Tom Phillips. Tom Phillips is a good-looking guy, but he's awful on commentary. I know Vince tells him to say certain things, but you'll never be JR, Taz, or Jerry Lawler in his prime. And another name you might not agree with, but Mauro Ranallo had a different thing he brought to the WWE commentary. And while it makes it hard for others to get over, except for Nigel McGuinness in NXT, he sounded way more genuine, and sometimes you need commentators to get you over, and I think that Mauro Ranallo did a great job of that. You can tell that NXT has kind of gone downhill since he's left to commentate. So in the second matchup, we got two big guys from India over 7 feet tall. The match also had Rey Mysterio Great Khali vibes, except for the two giant Indians were on the same team along with Ricochet against four established names: Baron Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Dolph Ziggler, and unfortunately Cesaro. I don't know why he's still doing tag matches. I guess he's there to show people off, and if he's good at doing spots, well, that's a respect thing there. I don't think Cesaro was a bad choice, but they're ever going to push him kind of major on Smackdown. And other than this spectacle, which maybe they figure a lot of people won't see, to try to get the Indians over, this does more harm than good for him. I get he has a lot of tag team experience because he had some tag belts with Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura, but this was one thing that made no sense about this match. A lot of the spots are cool. Both Ricochet and Rey Mysterio are used to being tossed around, so it's no surprise that they know how to bump, even if thrown by your own teammates. I think Dilsher Shank, the younger looking Indian, has a little more polish as his double team moves with Rey Mysterio looked a little bit more fluid, and maybe it's because Rey Mysterio is a lot better worker than Ricochet. I think Ricochet is a little bit green, especially compared to Mysterio. But Giant Zangier did a good job to be made look like a dominating performer when he had his way with three men in the corner. If these guys are an actual tag team, I'd be scared of their potential. It could be the Indian version of the Brothers of Destruction. Dolph Ziggler is good at putting people over, as is Cesaro. I just wish Cesaro would get pushed, get Shinsuke out of the tag team division, keep him in the singles division. I think he was a better singles guy. However, I think AJ Styles ruined that by beating him 3 times. Now let me say one thing about Baron Corbin. His gimmick has to be one of the stupidest I have ever seen. From what he was in 2016, the Lone Wolf, to the success he had in NXT, to the success in the mid-card division, the guy had a look. Now he looks like a guy who's afraid to look like the Butcher of the Blade, even though better looking, with a bald spot and shitty tattoos. However, his look makes him look like a child instead of a badass. There's nothing intimidating about Baron Corbin. If I were WWE, I would change his gimmick, take him off TV for a year with pay, grow his hair back out, pay for some Rogaine if he does have a legit bald spot, go back to what made him look like a main eventer. This guy is a goof and an embarrassment to the WWE, and he needs to get repackaged immediately. So the third matchup is one that I really hope a lot of people see. It was about the 38-45 minute mark. AJ Styles versus Jeet Rama. AJ Styles, as we know, is a great performer around the world who is bound for great things, even if his bodyguard Omos is one of the stupidest names a wrestler could have, even if it is his legit name shortened and changed up a little bit. Jeet Rama kind of reminds me of a technical wrestler in good shape, kind of like Kurt Angle, and even went down to one knee in his entrance like CM Punk used to, even though it was a little bit changed up. So you could tell that this guy actually takes this seriously, and if anything, he's going to be something to look out for. This guy with the right booking can get really far, in my opinion. If I were to book one guy as the first ever WWE Indian Heavyweight Champion, not Giant Zangier, even though down the road he could be a great heel challenger in my opinion, this is the guy that I would choose to be my first heavyweight champion, as he pulled off some great moves against AJ. He also got locked in the calf crusher for over a minute, would not give up, and actually found a way to get out of it. The fact that AJ Styles gave Jeet Rama a show of respect after the match shows that he's got potential, and WWE needs to push this guy right away. Gives me the vibes of Undertaker giving Jeff Hardy the rub, or even Kurt Angle giving John Cena the rub in his debut match. Now, Xavier Woods came out after that with Big E. Belt looks great on Big E, by the way. I also like that he shaves his mustache, because I hate mustaches. I actually like Xavier Woods with the baby face look. I think he looks better than with a beard. my personal opinion. He comes out with the Clown Prophets, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, dressed in blue with a red solo cup. You look like a fucking idiot. Make it a blue cup. You're an idiot. However, they did do a great job of showing off an Indian drummer, and then a whole group of performers came out. While this might look stupid to the American culture, to the Indians, this is as big as Roddy Piper getting bagpipes and Scottish performers. And that's one of the things I do respect Ronda Rousey for, even if she is a pain in the ass and a pussy, because she's not willing to get back in after a couple losses and just quits. I still have respect for showing the respect to Roddy Piper, however, even if I feel as a performer she's a little whiny bitch, and anything that goes negatively, she runs from. However, after they performed, a bunch of Indian females started dancing with a pair of guys, and while it doesn't fit the American culture, it was a great performance for the Indian culture, and it kind of gives me Nitro Girl vibes like they had back in 1998. Spinning Canvas, thank you for the performance, well done for a debut today. The whole show had kind of like a WrestleMania for India feel to it. That's why I'm not going to shit talk the show. I think for what it's worth, they did a pretty good job of it. Next up, we get a promo from the Great Khali. It is probably the best spokesman for WWE India, because he doesn't come off as a child like Jinder Mahal does, and I think that people can learn a lot from him, except for English because he can't speak it. However, to the younger guys, he's going to be as popular as John Cena over in India, especially because he was a former World Heavyweight Champion. And then after his speech, Charlotte Flair comes out with Serena Sandhu to go up against Bayley and Natalya, three established names, all technical females. First off, I really like Serena Sandhu's look. Appears to be really young, with potential in the female division. Remember, Sasha Banks is like 24 or 25 right now. There's a little bit of a resemblance with her, and who knows, she could have potential. And that's probably why she's the only Indian in a female match, because it's a little bit harder for girls to work than guys with one person. I wish Bayley would get rid of the street thug look and stop trying to show off her calves and either go back to her NXT days and wear trunks, or put the pants fully back on. You look like a bum. To me, she will never be a role model, even if others like Jim Cornette praise her in-ring work and mic skills. I think that she's annoying and repetitive, much like a female Baron Snorbin, even if she is a better performer than him. One thing I do gotta say, it looks like Serena is really green and will need a lot of polish, and that's probably why she got paired up with the three people that were in the match, Charlotte, Natalya, and Bayley, because all three of them are established safe performers. And if there's anyone better to learn from in the female division, I think it's either Charlotte Flair, Natalya, or Bayley, one of the three. Charlotte can fly, but she's also great at tactical moves, which matters way more. The high flyer stuff you just do to show off, if you can do it safely. You also get to see Serena Sandhu pull off some technical moves during the match, but you can tell she's really inexperienced because she's a little bit sloppy doing the moves. But she can take a decent amount of punishment. Obviously, Natalya taking the L really doesn't hurt her because she's kind of used to jobbing in the mid-card of the women's division, and it will help get Serena over. Not a huge fan of Natalya as a heel, as I kind of like her as a babyface. She seems more annoying as a heel than a face. Both of them look really good tonight, so did Natalya. Next up in the final segment, we get to hear the big woo announcement from Ric Flair, which is the same sound that I make when I start to come and semen starts flowing from my dick. I hope I'm getting as much attention at 72 as he does with Lacey Evans. It's kind of a fun storyline I'm enjoying on Raw, I'm not going to lie. I did watch Raw last night. I'm not going to comment on Raw. It's about the Superstar Spectacle. If you guys want me to start reviewing Raw on Tuesdays, I can do that in the daily vlog. Just let me know. We then see a promo from Kavita Devi, who reminds me of Mercedes Martinez over on NXT. I don't think she's quite as thick as her, but she looks to be as tall, and she was in the first Women's Battle Royal of WrestleMania in 2017. Somehow I have a feeling she's going to be one of the mystery participants in the 2021 Royal Rumble, and they wouldn't do a promo like that if they weren't planning something with her. And like Dilsha Shank and Giant Zanjeer, I think she has some promise if used right. It's great seeing Ric Flair on a regular basis again. I think the WWE needs more legends like this to show up at random every week. I know Cornette and other people might feel legends would get boring and tiresome, but I think that if you use one or two a week with a possible few recurring like Ric Flair, it's not going to be so bad. We saw Edge on Raw Monday night. Goldberg also came out to address Drew McIntyre, kind of with The Miz and Morrison, kind of put their match over by making them look weak like always. Flair also came out with Lacey Evans again last night. So if done right, it can help get people over, because Ric Flair is doing nothing but help Lacey Evans kind of give her a little exposure, even at Charlotte Flair's expense, which I don't think it's going to be that much because she's still winning matches and she still looks great in everything she does. So I think that even if Charlotte Flair took a couple L's against Lacey, it's going to do nothing but good things for her, because I think the WWE wants her as a world champion, but she's green and not quite there yet. Also, after the little thing, we see Jinder Mahal with the Bollywood brothers interrupting Ric Flair. Jinder Mahal still looks ripped, even with a knee injury. And I wonder if this 6-man tag match is a preview of Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre, and if it'll happen at Fastlane at some point. I really don't think so, because nobody's going to care for that match, and maybe that's why they kind of did a 6-man tag here. I really like Drew McIntyre back in 2009, and I really like how he's transformed, and I hope they don't change his music. I know they're working on changing Roman Reigns' music, which is a little bit outdated, but I think Drew McIntyre fits his character. I was really pissed when they got rid of Bobby Lashley and Aleister Black's music, and I thought both of their music was badass. There's a couple other performers' music that got changed that just makes them sound like goofs. Even Mandy Rose feels like a low-grade talent now versus a mid-carder, but that's just me. The 3-man Band of Destruction, Indus Rinku Sarv came out, and it kind of reminds me of a bigger version of the War Raiders. And while Jinder Mahal is a taller guy, you could tell they tower over the Singh brothers, because Jinder Mahal is kind of like a light heavyweight and not a heavyweight. He doesn't have the ripness that Drew McIntyre does. He doesn't have the fat of the other 2 people of the 3-man Band of Destruction. You can tell that that team towers over the Singh brothers and the Bollywood boys, and I really like the entrance that they have. Their music is great. However, I kind of zoned out of the match because I'm not a fan of the Singh brothers. I think that's the worst team that they could have gone up against, and I think the match would have been a bigger watch if Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal were not in the match. Maybe put them one-on-one in a main event, but maybe they want to protect Jinder so he doesn't get hurt, and that's kind of why they did a 6-man tag match. I just can't get behind the Bollywood boys, and I knew what the outcome of the match was, so I kind of zoomed out for it. All in all, if the goal was to try to get the Indian wrestlers over while showing off talent people want to see, I think they did a great job except in the main events. Match would have been better without Jinder and Drew McIntyre, because then you would have no idea who wins. If you put Drew McIntyre in a match, 99% of the time he's just going to win the match, and you don't want predictable matches. That's the one big problem WWE has, is that they book predictable matches. Now, AJ Styles versus Jeet Rama, I think is a whole nother thing, because this is a new guy you're seeing one-on-one. I think one of the best things that WWE could do is just get rid of the brand split. I'm going to keep pushing that until it actually happens, because their talent pool is diluted, and then you get to see garbage like Baron Snorbin, and you get to see Retribution on TV every single week, and nobody wants that. One of the things that made NXT a little bit better before they went to 2 hours in 2019 was the fact that it was like a month before you saw certain people, so you're kind of curious to see what they did next. Now with 2 hours, it puts more people on the show, but at the same time, it kind of dilutes that product as well. And the problem is, they're still calling people up to the main roster. Supposedly, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are up to the main roster. What is the point of NXT if they're just a farm team for Raw and Smackdown when their ratings drop? Like, what is Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest going to do? Maybe if you have some good feuds on SmackDown with Damian Priest, that would be cool. If you put Rhea Ripley on SmackDown, that would be cool. I just don't like the whole brand split. I think it needs to go, and stop pulling talent from NXT. Put Lars Sullivan back on NXT. Put Keith Lee back on NXT. Leave some of the people in there. Get rid of some people. Put them back down to NXT that don't belong. Nikki Cross should go back to NXT because they're not doing anything with her. Now, after this daily vlog renders, I'm going to be streaming Godfall today. And I'm going to try that game out for the very first time. If I like it, I'll probably stream it again in the very near future. Tomorrow, I do need to focus on Marvel Contest of Champions because I do not want to wait until next Tuesday in order to do the legendary difficulty of that arcade for the mutants. I want to get the 7,000 6-star shards. I want to get the 5-star featured crystal. I also want to get anything done, maybe even push uncollected on the 3rd account finally because I haven't done that yet. That's probably what I'm going to be doing for the good chunk of Wednesdays. A lot of Marvel Contest of Champions, both on YouTube and Twitch. Godfall I'm not going to do on YouTube. That's going to be Twitch only. I want to thank everybody that tuned in to the Final Fantasy III live stream. I also have a little bit of good news for you guys. There's the potential of Lydia coming by on Saturday to do some gaming. I think that's going to be a great time. If we can get her in on some games, she's like the perfect sidekick for me because not only do we work well together, but she gets so mad when I kick her ass, or she gets really cocky when she kicks my ass. I think she's the perfect partner. I think she's the perfect person to be like a sidekick. I know I keep saying I want to do collab podcasts with Brian Abzinski and with Jay Sherwood and Dave Sherwood. If you guys could pull something together on Tuesdays, we could review Raw, we could review Smackdown on Saturdays, and I think it'd be cool to have all three of us in there. Like if we watch the match, take notes, and then talk about the matches, our feedback, I think it could be a great segment for daily vlogs. And it could be longer vlogs, it could be little podcasts. I think it'd be a good idea. If you guys are down for it, let me know. We're also going to review the Royal Rumble on Monday's daily vlog. So I want everybody to tune in on that. And we could even do like a little interview Sunday night where we talk about the Rumble and we go over it. We could probably do that after the Rumble. We'll see how things go. But yeah, that's going to be the plans for this week. I'm going to be grinding for the Strife Arena Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Look forward to doing that. I want to thank all you guys for watching this daily vlog. I brought the green screen out again for this daily vlog. I'll see you guys in a little bit for Godfall. Thank you for watching.